Hey boos, in this video I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss.
In today's video, I'm going to be reacting to a video that popped up in my timeline here on YouTube. And the video is from the YouTuber Tonya TKO. And she made a video about the Black woman being the working mule. So my question is for you, are Black women expected to be mules within society? Also, my next question, why is it a badge of honor to be overworked and stressed out? These are things that I want you to think about. Also, another thing that I wanted to add to this topic of discussion, there's this thing that I call single mother syndrome. And this is my theory. Because men/fathers were not in the homes, sons were babied and daughters were not. So I'm going to insert a meme and I want your thoughts on this because we see this a lot. And when you look in society today, we are a product of that. We are a product of men being babied and the women not being babied, and how we take on more responsibility. We are expected to do more. And in a lot of cases, we deal with broken men who come to us that want us to fix them. And it goes back to their moms or their mothers babying them. I call it the single mother syndrome. I'm not saying that men or sons should not be nurtured or showed affection, but I'm saying it's all about balance. They received entirely too much, making them soft, making them mama's boys. And so now us women, we have to deal with those side effects. And the side effects are they come to us broken. We are expected to fix them because that's what their mother did, or that's what their mother does. And so I call it the single mother syndrome. We take on more responsibility. Women in today, modern day women, we are supposed to take care of everything because that's how we were treated growing up. And basically it's the early stages of role reversal. It's the early stages of role reversal. And it's because there wasn't a man in the home to teach these men how to be men. Instead, they were being babied by their mothers, and women were being taught to run things and have more responsibility. Now, let's go ahead and get into what Tonya TKO had to say about Black women being the working mule.
And today we're going to be talking about this post that's going viral about yet another Black woman and mother being praised for being a workhorse and the mule of the family. He goes, his name is Keith Harrell. Hey MC, which stands for the Marriage Club. I just really feel like my wife is killing it to be 9 months pregnant with twins. A 5-year-old, still working full-time and full-time student, and still making sure home is okay. Then he goes on, I love you, sugar butt. Heart strong with Shanice Harrell, his wife. This is what she wants. I want you to do me a favor as you're watching this video. I want you to go look up Black Woman Disease US. There are many articles that come up about all of the diseases that disproportionately affect Black women. He's so proud of this woman, his mule, his horse. He's so proud. Sugar butt is working full-time, school full-time, a 5-year-old, pregnant with twins, and still making sure the house is A-okay. The hell is he doing? This is all she knows. So probably her mother and her mother's mother and the mother's mother before that, all the way down into slavery, when the woman them had to pick me up in their belly, and the only time that they could get off of the field was when they had to lay on their back as their water was bussing out, and they had to give birth in the dirt right there to their children. If this is what it takes, if this is what it takes, if this is what it takes, because listen, this is a marriage group, the marriage club. Oh, they're so excited that they could talk about their marriages in this group. Oh, wonderful, because sometimes that's all it really takes for a woman. She just so happy. Oh, I got me a man. I got a person with a penis. I got a person with a penis who sits at home. I'm so happy. I got a person with a penis. A penis, a person. It don't matter that I out here walking like a mule. I got a person with a penis sitting at home. Sometimes they don't even be coming home. I read your questions. It's like they don't care about the caliber of the relationship or the caliber of the man. All they care about is that they have a person with a penis. We're going to talk about 8 diseases that disproportionately affect black women. Heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. God damn, that's number 1. Right? And then it shows graphs. I'm looking at a page that's showing some graphs. I might put the graphic over here for you all. You can read it. I didn't read this SHIT because I already freaking know. Breast cancer. And if you look at Louise Hay and what these different diseases mean: broken heart, not able to speak your voice, not having fulfillment, stress on your back, the inability to receive reciprocation. We got breast cancer coming at number 2, cervical cancer. Is it any wonder that the black woman's uterus is all tattered up with disease? Is it any wonder? So we got cervical cancer. We got fibroids. We already know that. The disproportionate epidemic of fibroids coming down, uterine and cervical sickness coming down upon the black American woman. Then we got premature delivery. You want to know? Come do some research on what the infant mortality rate is like for black women in the United States. It's doggone below doggone third world countries up in this mofo. We got sickle cell disease. We got sexually transmitted diseases and mental health issues coming in at number 8. Look at the telltale signs upon the wall, people. Look.
Make sure you follow Tonya TKO here on YouTube. I'll make sure to leave a link to her YouTube channel down below. But let's go ahead and get into this, because my response to her video, first of all, she's speaking nothing but facts. And the reason why I'm bringing this topic of discussion to my platform, because I noticed how it affected my health. And I've been on a weight loss journey for about 7 years now. I've been on a healthy lifestyle journey for about 7 years now. And I couldn't help but notice, as I was trying to take on a healthier lifestyle, how the expectations of society expected me to do more and expected other races to do less. And it didn't matter if it didn't matter about the gender. And it was like, I was still expected to do more than a white man. I was expected to do more than a white woman. And I couldn't help but notice that. This theory that I have with the whole single mother syndrome, it could be passed on through generations, starting with, example, my father. He was in a single mother household. So even though I came up in a 2-parent household, those side effects triggered on down to my father, which triggered on down to me. And I'm going to explain how that happened. So He grew up watching his mom struggle, watching his mom be overworked and stressed. So he felt like he had to groom me and prepare me for that type of life because he watched his mom struggle. So he was harder on me than he was on my brothers because boys are boys, right? And so he felt like he had to be tough with me and not so tough on them. So in my upbringing, I had way more responsibility than my brothers. I had so many different responsibilities, you guys. I was cutting the grass. I was ironing his clothes. I was doing laundry. I was cleaning up around the house. I did so much more than them. And then on top of all of that, when it came to my parents being at work in the summer, who was watching them? Me. I was watching my brothers. I was making sure that things were getting done around the house when my parents were away. These were the expectations that I had growing up from my father, my parents. And they really slacked with my brothers. So it's the single mother syndrome. It can be passed down from generation to generation if you allow it. Another thing that I wanted to point out when it comes to this marriage that went viral, or this couple that went viral over their marriage, I really don't know them, so I can't really speak on their situation. I do feel like the wife is doing entirely too much, considering she is pregnant with twins, and twins tend to have a higher risk pregnancy with twins. So it's like you need to slow it down, calm it down. I'm going to be posting their response to her video and just the viral post, and so that you can get their side of the story. I feel like it's unfair to pass judgment on people and you never get their side of the story. So let's go ahead and get their side of the story, and I'll be back for the remainder of my commentary.
What were you hoping for when you put up the post?
I wasn't hoping for anything. I was simply giving my wife praise for being a strong black woman in a private group with other married couples who uplift their spouse.
Okay. And what were you hoping? What were you expecting to happen when you put up the post?
I wasn't expecting anything to happen. I post on Facebook all the time. I mean, there was no intention. There was no hoping to go viral. There was no anything. I posted my wife like I always post my wife, like I've posted my wife several times in the marriage club.
Okay. All right. So one of the main questions that I got from the post is people wondering, what are you doing to support your wife?
I'll let her answer that.
My husband works 5 to 6 days a week, as I'm sure people have seen now, for FedEx, and that does consist of 12-hour days. So he does work. It's not like I'm working and he's not working. So that's where the whole problem comes in with the post and the assumptions that were made on that post.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so what has been your general response to the backlash that has ensued from the post?
Kiss my ass because you don't know what goes on in our house.
So of course there was way more to their response to their photo going viral or his post going viral, but I didn't want to post the entire clip. If you want to check it out, make sure you go to Tonya TKO here on YouTube and you can watch the full video. I'll make sure to leave a link to that response video in the description box as well, so you can check it out if you're interested. But I just wanted to add that the thing that people had an issue with is that the only thing he said was he worked, and she's doing all of these things. And as women, doing that 50-50 within a relationship or marriage, you're still doing more because you're a woman. You're expected to carry children. You're expected to keep up the house. You're expected to work. And that's not 50-50. That's you doing your 50-50 when it comes to the financial aspects. And then you're still expected to withhold those roles in the house. And that's when it becomes you doing more than the man. Now, if they want to run their household like that, if she is okay with doing all of that, that is on her. But I want to educate women on my platform that that's not 50-50. Because as a woman, you are doing more, especially when there's kids involved. You have to do bedtime stories. You have to do bath time. You have to breastfeed. You have to carry a baby for 9 to 10 months. You have to be a nurturer, and that in itself takes an emotional and mental toll on your body. And it's like men forget about that. Men forget about the hormones that we experience or that we have, and then they also forget about the emotional roller coaster that we go through after each pregnancy. It's like a lot of things are overlooked. And that's why I don't personally agree with 50-50, because at the end of the day, when it comes to roles, and gender roles for me are as simple as this, and I've explained this before on my platform. A man has a penis, a woman has a vagina. A man has the sperm, a woman has an egg. So at the end of the day, when it comes to gender roles, it starts there and it ends there. And those roles has an effect on your body, has an effect on your mental health. And it's like people want to forget that. And it's like you can't forget that because it's science, it's biology. So when women say things like, oh, 50-50, we split everything down the middle, but you're not. You're still doing more, especially when you're with a man that feels that working is equivalent to what you're doing, because it's not. It's not. It's not. Not when you have to carry a child for 9 to 10 months. Not when you have to nurture a child or a sick child at that. It's not. And I don't know like where this whole thing started. Honestly, I felt like it started with the feminist community. But guess what? One thing that I noticed growing up in a predominantly white community, white neighborhood, white women are staying at home. White women are stay-at-home moms. They are able to do things like drop off their kids at daycare, watch their kids get on the bus safely in the morning, or they're able to drop their kids off at school and then go to a yoga class or go to a Pilates class afterwards. Black women, what are we doing? We are lucky enough to watch our kids get on the school bus safely in the mornings. We are lucky enough to be able to pick up our kids after school and give them their after school snack. A lot of times kids in the Black community, go from school to an after school program because why? Mom is working late. Dad can't pick me up for whatever reason because the woman is expected to pick the child up after school. It's like in some marriages, women are just expected to do more because it comes from the single mother syndrome. And it goes back to my single mother syndrome theory. That's all that I have regarding this video, you guys. I would love your opinion on this topic, so make sure you comment it down below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified when I upload. And I'll catch you in my next one.